Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So far in this series, we have basically kind of moved beyond SharePoint Alert and looked at how we can track deleted files, how we can track modified files using reports rather than just the notification. So basically kind of sending daily, weekly, monthly summary reports targeted to a SharePoint library to find out the files been modified. In this video, we are going to take the similar concept and apply it to find out all the files which are being created to a targeted SharePoint library and what kind of logic we can use basically, and then basically create the HTML table and then send it as an email, right? So let let me so let me also see that if you have already not if you have not watched the previous two videos, you can go and watch the previous videos about deleted and the modified one. And this is in continuation to how to find the created files using Power Automate. So let's get started. So what you can do is you can create a schedule flow in the Power Automate based on the frequency which you want. You wanted to run it daily, weekly, monthly, etc. You can put the reoccurrence there. And then you can create a variable which is basically the number of days. Okay, this is where the logic happens. Depending on if you wanted to make the schedule flow run daily, then the variable should be initialized to 1. If you want to send it weekly, then it should be 7. If monthly, then it should be 30, right? And then based on this, what we are doing is we are basically creating a date which we can use it as a filter to find out the files which have been created, right? So this is just a variable to calculate the date, and then we are putting it to a targeted library in the documents where created time is greater than the calculated date which has happened. So very simple logic. It means logically, if you think about it, that okay, I wanted to find all the files which are being created since last n days. What ideally I would have to do is I would have to basically do it based on the this thing. Okay, you can take it to the next level wherein you can ignore the time component part also and just keep it based on the date. But for the simplicity, I have kept it very simple that whatever is the time currently when we are running it, it is going to go and find all the files which are created 24 hours before, because I have put it at 1 days, and then get the data. Now, once we have all the files which we got, what we are going to do is we are going to basically kind of append it to a string row HTML variable. So in here we are using a little bit of a different approach of creating the appended string HTML. In the other video, what we have seen is we have seen it in a different way by using the mapping table and by creating the key value pair tables and using it that in the HTML. Now, once we have that, what we are doing is we are basically checking the condition that if we found any files which are there in greater than which have been modified in last 24 hours. If created in last 24 hours, if so, then we are sending an email notification. Now, if you see the email notification, we are using the HTML body, and then we are using some formatted date time. And here, if you see, we are using the table, right? The where row HTML table. So basically, this is the same table wherein we are adding all the TR rows and everything. Okay. So to show us the concept, we are using a little bit of different logic here, depending on how comfortable you are with, Power Automate and everything. There are different ways of achieving similar kind of requirement. In this case, we are appending it to the string variable and creating it. Yes, but there's other way also. In fact, let me show you the other one, which is basically another way to find it. So in this case, it's finding the modified files. But in rather than appending it as a string variable or HTML, what we are doing is we are basically creating a select mapping value and creating key value pair for the particular attribute which we want. In this case, document name, who has modified, when they modified, and the folder path. And then we are creating the HTML table based on the key value pair. So this is very important action which basically creates the HTML table if you give it the key value pair using the column header also and the values inside that. And then we are basically we are using that body HTML directly into our HTML itself. But in the create one, we are basically doing it using append string. So yes, and after it has been done, it will send an email, right? So let me do a quick test run here. I think I had one file which I had created in last like an hour back or so. So yes, the flow has run successfully, and if you see here, I got an email which says there is one document which has been created when it was created and the folder path and everything. So this is a HTML table which has been basically kind of generated. And if you come to the targeted library and if you go here, this is basically the file which has been kind of created in last 24 hours. So this is how you can build it. Okay, and as I said in my last video also, that you can basically extend this solution to merge the created and modified also. If you want to target it to another different kind of document library, that can also be done. But if you wanted to have an instant notification whenever a file gets created or a files get updated or modified, I would prefer to use the SharePoint rules because it basically uh, fulfills the purpose, right? And just to go through how SharePoint rules also work, if you see here, we have certain actions which basically are certain events which are available for us, which is basically a file being created or metadata being updated, file being added or file being deleted. And when you say a file being added, for example, it is going to ask you whom do you want to notify, and you can also have some condition here if you want that if the file has been modified, but if the column value should be this and that can be done. And then you can say you can send an email, you can copy a file, you can move the file, you can set the content type or set the value, and also set the email address to whom you wanted to send the email. So based on where you wanted to do it, it basically automatically does this. So SharePoint rules are good in such way that wherein you don't have to rely on the Power Automate where you want to do certain thing instantly as soon as the event happens in that particular library or a list for that particular file, right? Um, so yes, that's it for today's video. And we will also add similar kind of videos, or we will talk about similar kind of topics about SharePoint rules and everything in the next video on the practical usage of SharePoint rules and where it shortfalls, how Power Automate can be used, etc. So basically, instead of directly just replacing your alert with the SharePoint tools, you might want to we might have to sometimes come up with a smart solution to basically use Power Automate to certain kind of requirement which you get from the business. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to talk about similar kind of practical solutions around Microsoft 365. So thank you.